What's up, my comic comrades, and happy Thanksgiving week. It is utterly insane that the holidays are already upon us in 2022, but here we are. Regardless, today we're returning to the Batman Beyond the White Knight series with issues 4 through 6. This has been one of my personal favorite titles coming out. All the White Knight comics by Sean Murphy are epic, and this one falls right in line, giving us a great new take on the Batman Beyond story, while simultaneously exploring new takes on Bruce, Nightwing, Red Hood, Robin, and all the other characters we love from the Bat family. But let's stop talking about it and dive in. Issue 4 starts off in a bar where Jackie, the Joker's daughter, gets into it with some members of Azrael's gang. They basically start fighting because Jackie says that Gotham wasn't made by Batman, Azrael, or any of you pathetic fanboys. It was made by the Joker. Mid-fight, Flint from the GTO, aka the Gotham Terrorist Suppression Unit, arrives and breaks up the fight, telling the Azrael gang members she's not just another Joker. She's his kid. Flint then drags Jackie out of the bar and brings her to Derek Powers, who's waiting for her by his limo. We learn he wants Jackie because she could help him find her uncle, Bruce Wayne. She asks, "Why should I help you?" And he tells her, because the best way to learn about your father is to learn about his obsession with Batman. When Powers arrives back at his building, he's greeted by Batman Beyond, aka Terry McGinnis, who tells him Wayne knows we're working together. Powers responds, but he doesn't have any proof. Terry is nervous that with Wayne knowing, something bad is gonna happen, but Powers tells him, "We've come too far for you to back out now. Only you can complete your father's work. Come with me. I think it's time you learn the truth about what we're doing." Elsewhere, Bruce wakes up in a hospital bed greeted by Barbara and Duke Thomas, who is now taking on the Robin mantle. But Bruce orders him to take it off. But of course, Barbara and Duke tell Bruce, "There's no way you're going after Powers without our help." Barbara tells him that he should try to make peace with Dick. He tells her, "I tried to talk to him, but he's too far gone." She says, "Did you really try to talk, or did you just fight with him?" She says, "He just wants your approval, Bruce, same as always. Winning him over might not be that complicated. You just need to have a massive heart-to-heart." Bruce replies, "Not really my specialty." We are then taken back to Wayne Powers' building, where Powers shows Terry what he's been working on, saying, "This is the project, Terry. This is what Wayne is trying to stop. This is why he had your father killed," which obviously we know is not true. We see he has people developing his own Batman army with all of Batman's tech, including several Batwings, Batman drones, and more. Powers even tells Terry, "Imagine an entire army, each soldier 10 times stronger than Batman, all working in unison." Powers goes on to tell Terry, "I know that many aren't happy with the GTO." As the two continue talking, we learn that Powers wants to sell the technology to all the militaries in the world. Elsewhere, Duke, aka Robin, is able to download files from GTO officer Flint's computer that will prove Derek Powers is the reason for Warren McGinnis' death. While this is happening, we see Bruce break back into one of his Batcaves with the help of the Joker. As a refresher, the Joker, or an AI version of himself, now lives in Bruce's mind, as we found out back in issue 2, that years ago, before the Joker was killed by Harley, he was able to implant the chip containing Joker's AI in Bruce's mind, and now Bruce is the only one who could see and talk to him. Anyway, we see Bruce is breaking into his Batcave to get an experimental Batmobile he was working on years ago that just so happens to be the Batman Beyond version of the Batmobile that flies. And when he finds it, we see a Great Dane in there, a Great Dane that becomes Ace the Bat-Hound, which is named by the Joker in this universe. Then back at the GTO, Robin tries to get away with the files he downloaded from Flint, but Dick confronts him on top of the roof. They get into a quick fight, but Barbara overcomes, says, "You can't let him find out we're working together." So Robin is able to get the upper hand and get away. We then get a little bit of backstory of Terry McGinnis and what kind of kid he was in school and the relationship he had with his father. He even recounts the last thing his dad ever said to him, telling his mom, "I'll never forget the last thing he said to me. Derek Powers is insane, and someone has to stop him." As he starts putting together, Derek Powers isn't the person he's portraying himself to be. Issue 4 ends with Bruce getting his prototype Batmobile up and running as it flies over the Red Hood, with Jason looking up saying, "Damn it, Bruce, what are you getting yourself into?" I just need to say, this looks awesome. I love this White Knight Sean Murphy rendition of the Batman Beyond Batmobile. And before we dive into issue 5, check out these awesome Batman duds from our friends at cufflinks.com. I say Batman, but I guess these are more suited for when you need the Bruce Wayne look. And when the occasion calls for that high-class attire, today's sponsor, cufflinks.com, should be the go-to choice for geeks everywhere. Cufflinks.com is a family-owned business led by 3 brothers whose innovative, stylish, high-quality men's accessories are designed to elevate your individuality. I'm talking Marvel Argyle socks, Wakanda Forever tie, Superman navy gemstone cufflinks, Batman multi-motif blue pocket square, and a ton more. While normally I'm a t-shirt kind of guy, it's not exactly a tend to wedding gear, so you've got to have some attire that makes you look respectable while still rocking the fandom. It's also perfect office wear or for everyday events. Cufflinks.com have accessories that add a great touch of fun and fashion to your outfit, and they have officially licensed brands you love, like Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Star Trek, Harry Potter, and many more. So next time you're looking for cufflinks, neckties, tie bars, stud sets, dress socks, and more, visit cufflinks.com and use our code VARIANT20 to get 20% off your entire order. Not to mention, with the holiday season kicking off this week, now's the time to grab a clothes gift that your geek friend or family member will actually wear. Just swing by cufflinks.com and use our code VARIANT20 to get 20% off. Okay, so issue 5 opens up with Bruce flying through the city in his Batmobile as Barbara video calls him, with him saying, "How did you find me? How did you get this number?" She responds, "I was trained by the best, remember?" He then says, "I told you I can't have any of you involved. Don't try to contact me again." She replies, "So you don't want the information I found on Powers?" He then looks at her pissed, saying, "What is it?" She says, "Robin was able to access the GTO files on Warren McGinnis." Bruce replies, "We're not calling him Robin." She continues saying he was an engineering specialist working for Powers. Looks like they had a falling out. A few days after he resigned, McGinnis was found dead. "We have someone in custody, but so far he hasn't given us anything." Bruce replies, "Whatever Powers is working on must be pretty important considering he's willing to kill in order to protect it." Then after continuing to accept help from Barbara and Robin, Bruce and Joker, who lives within his mind, now break into Powers' building, with the Joker being impressed the whole time on how Batman's breaking in, saying, "Switch down the elevator shaft. Avoid detection." Classic Batman moment. Am I right? Joker then tells Batman there's a terminal in the next room that we should be able to access. Batman then jumps through the air shaft with the Joker saying, "Superhero landing. Like that I chose a terminal that offered dramatic Batman lighting." After this, they soon find Jackie, who's being held there by Powers. Bruce asks what she's doing here, and she says, "Powers gave me the chance to learn about my father by learning about the obsession he had with you." Bruce says, "I don't know what you think you can gain from this, but he can't be trusted." She then tells Bruce, "You lied to me. You were supposed to be there, but then you abandoned us. Then you lied about how my dad really died. Powers is the only one who's been honest with me." Bruce apologizes, but tells her she cannot trust Powers. At which point Powers' men arrive, attacking Bruce, but he makes quick work of them before sneaking into the ventilation system, popping up in Powers' armory, where he discovers that Powers is using his tech to create his own Batman military. Bruce then runs into Terry, aka Batman Beyond, where he tells Bruce, "Mr. Wayne, please listen to me. I didn't mean for anyone to get hurt on the rooftop. I just wanted answers." Powers then arrives saying, "You should know better than anyone. There's no outrunning Batman." Bruce replies, "I knew you were behind a stolen suit, Derek. It wasn't enough for you to steal my company in my city. You wanted Batman as well." Powers says, "Batman belongs to me as much as it belonged to you. How many grappling hooks did I provide over the years? How many batarangs did I sharpen? How many Batmobiles did I design?" Bruce ultimately says, "I know about the project, Derek, and I know that you killed Warren McGinnis in order to protect it." Terry reacts shocked, saying, "What?" Bruce then says, "That's what you've been looking for, isn't it, Terry? The truth about your father?" Terry asks, "How did you know it was me?" He says Warren's files said he had 2 sons, one of whom was 17. "I know it's you because I know what vengeance looks like. And I know what it's like to put on the cowl after you've lost a loved one." Powers then says, "Don't listen to him, Terry. He has no proof." Bruce says, "You know that he's dangerous, don't you, Terry? You've only been playing along so you could find out what really happened to your father. The truth is right here. Help me stop Powers and I'll give you what you're looking for," as he presents him a USB drive. Terry says, "If what you're saying is true, then I already have what I'm looking for," as he throws batarangs at Powers, which causes radiation chemicals to spill all over him, and you guessed it, this is what causes Derek Powers to finally transform into the Batman Beyond villain, Blight. At this point, Bruce starts having a panic attack, leaving him unable to fight, which has happened several times throughout the series. So Joker takes over Bruce's body, with Bruce's consciousness guiding the Joker on how to use his body in a fight. They then find the Batmobile room and jump into the '89 Batmobile, driving it out the window with Bruce using a remote control to have the Batman Beyond Batmobile catch it in midair. Bruce and the Joker then make their way back to Harley Quinn's place, where the Joker is still in control of Bruce's body, where he then confesses his love for Harley. Harley thinks it's Bruce and says, "I love you too, Bruce. I've loved you for a long time, and I didn't see it either. I might have blinded you with light, but you saved me from the dark," as they embrace and kiss each other with a Batman and Harley silhouette in the background as the issue ends. Issue 6 opens up with Bruce and Harley on top of each other under sheets on the couch. Bruce then wakes up, now in control of his body again, saying, "What happened?" She replies, "Morning, Bats. I figured you'd regain control after Jack fell asleep." He asks, "He told you what happened?" She responds, "Figured it out on my own pudding." He asks, "Did we?" And she responds, "Did we do the horizontal Batutsi?" "No, Jack and I just held each other." "I must have fallen asleep in his arms." Bruce says, "You mean my arms? Where is he?" I knew I couldn't trust him, but she just tells Bruce, "Last night he and I said all the things we never got to say, including our final goodbyes. Jack isn't even real anymore. He's gone. You and I are real." And she goes on to basically tell Bruce they need to be together, with Bruce doing the thing he always does, rejecting love. He then goes to storm out saying, "I have work to do," but she says, "You can't keep pushing people away, Bats." He replies, "Don't call me Bats." She then gets in his face saying, "You think I call you Bats to be cute? I call you that because it's what you really are. It brought you what you really need. A family and loved ones, including me. That's why you're having panic attacks, because you know that denying Batman means being alone, and that scares you. You really want to fix things and move forward? Then accept the truth. Forgive yourself for not being perfect, and figure out what you really want, and that includes me." As she walks away with him getting into the Batmobile, just quiet, contemplating things. While this is going on, we see Dick Grayson and Flint go to interrogate Jason Todd, asking if he knows where Bruce is. He tells her no, but Jason's partner Gann starts an altercation with Flint, which then causes an altercation between Jason and Dick, one that is ultimately broken up by Barbara Gordon and the GCPD. Back in the Batmobile, Joker shows up and Bruce tells him, "You keep asking me why I don't trust you, Joker. This is why. You can't stop yourself from pulling strings and manipulating people. Whatever happens between me and Harley is none of your business." Joker says, "It wasn't was an accident. Bruce says, no, it wasn't. Admit it, with Joker looking at him like, yeah, it wasn't. Joker says, I'm inside your head, Bats, so I know how you really feel about her. I was just trying to help. Bruce asks, how do I get rid of you? Tell me the truth. Joker replies, the program will end whenever you no longer need my help. Bruce asks, what the hell does that mean? At this point, Harley climbs in the Batmobile saying, you two are finally getting along, I see. I assume you're not yelling at the dog. Bruce then looks at Harley saying, listen, about before, I heard everything you said. You've given me a lot to think about. She looks at him saying, isn't that what a good wife does? Keeps her husband in line. As they embrace each other. I gotta say, I'm loving Bruce and Harley together. It's brilliant. After this, Bruce heads out to find Dick to apologize to him for being a crap dad. As we get an awesome 2-page spread of Batman and Dick Grayson Robin through the years. It's an awesome heartfelt apology which we rarely see from Bruce. You guys should really check this issue out for yourself to get all the details. After this, we see Barbara has now recruited Jason Todd and Gann to work with them and Bruce. Meanwhile, we see Derek Powers has gone full Blight and even had his people create a human casing to hold the radiation at bay. On the next page, Jackie is snooping around Powers' place watching the security footage from earlier. She tells Powers, Bruce was right, you lied to me. As Officer Flint is carrying Jackie out, Dick asks, what's going on here? Powers says, we found Jackie sneaking around in one of the hangars. Officer Flint was making an arrest, but at this point, Dick Grayson has seen the light saying, don't worry kid, I'm starting to see the truth. Looks like your uncle is right. Derek Powers, you're under arrest. But Powers informs him that Dick is no longer in charge, as they have footage of him meeting with Gotham's most wanted, aka Bruce. And the board voted to suspend Dick until they can complete their investigation. This obviously triggers a fight between Grayson and Flint and Powers' Batman armored soldiers before ultimately jumping out the window, but luckily for him, Bruce was nearby and throws him a grappling hook so they can swing to safety. But Blight continues to go after Bruce and Grayson as Blight shoots a blast at Bruce with Dick jumping in the way, taking the hit, bringing the issue to an end. What can I say, guys? This series is absolutely incredible. This is the perfect blend of DC's animated universe with Batman's book mythology, giving us an amalgamation of both. Don't have a bad thing to say about this. You guys need to read these issues to get every single detail for yourself. But with that said, let us know what you think of this series so far in the comments. And that's going to bring today's episode to a close. But if you enjoyed this one, be sure to check out this one right here. And if you like our channel, like, subscribe, and comment. It helps us out. But other than that, I'll see you next time when I talk about all things comics.